back to Making Moves. I'm here with my favorite person ever, the one and only icon, Patrick Starr.
Hi.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. I'm like fangirling in real life.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. And you know what? I will say this is, I think, my first podcast that I've handled personally because of there's like my team, my PR, my other podcast people. And I was like, I'll just fuck with Taylor. Let's just do it.
I know, you were so
And I'm by myself. I have no assistants, no
I thought you were
publicists.
going to come with an entourage.
No, just me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
I just like have to brag on you for a hot second because
gosh, okay.
genuinely, like, you guys, Patrick, when I was a nobody, like, gave a shit about me. And like, I know people are like, oh, like, that's so, like, why is that so impressive? Like, he was nice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's so rare in this industry. And not only did you, like, were you kind, like, you went the extra mile with me. You were like, who are you? What do you want to do? How can I help you? Tokyo.
Oh my God, was that our first time?
That was my first time I met you.
I've seen you in the videos.
Probably.
I'm like, oh, I know her, this and that. And I think that's just how I, like, get to know people.
Yeah.
I've seen you on the stories and all the vlogs.
And you brought, like, an entourage to,
oh my
like,
God.
we met in Tokyo on this benefit cosmetics trip, and you brought an entourage, which, like, normally people you're allowed to bring a +1, and the people will comp it. Patrick's like, no, I'm paying for the rest of my crew to come, right? I'm assuming you paid for them. And I was like, oh my God.
I think I was the only one that had, like, the whole group.
I was like, he must be a diva. Like, in my head, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so scared. He probably, like...
And then in the wigs and the costumes and the outfits.
Like, because you had all the outfits. Everything was custom. I was like, what? I mean, it's not like I respected the heck out of it, but I was like, whoa, he would never want to, like, pay me dust, right? Mm-hmm. That's just what I was thinking, because most people are like that in LA, unfortunately. Patrick, no, he was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Let me help you. Here's my number. Let me follow you. Like, Alicia and I were blown away by you, which Alicia already knew you, but we were like, we stan.
Thank you.
For life. So thank you so much for being so kind and inspiring me always.
Thank you. Recently I've been on this journey of, like, identity and, like, who am I? Who do I want to be? And I feel like it resonates with so many Gen Z and even just adults. And when I look at, like, my career, who you know and who you see is Patrick Starr. But that Patrick Starr is more so a costume, a persona that I've created in the past, like, almost decade of being online. But at the root, underneath it all, is Patrick. I was always intimidated. I'm so insecure. Like, I didn't know that I can even be on this trip. And that's maybe why I pay to have those people with me to keep me at peace mentally, because there's so much demand of Patrick Starr all the time. And I was driving on the way here, like, almost crying, because I was like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you got to put yourself first and do you, because I think at my point in my life, I'm, like, the most successful that I have ever been in terms of career, but it's all because of someone that I have created, this imaginary character that is so real to so many people, and I've amassed a large business because of this character. I've inspired so many people. I've gotten so many millions of views. But when I look at people, I'm like, we're human, we're real. Like, there are so many apps and algorithms that I've had to deal with and that so many people deal with, but at the end of the day, those apps can't come alive if it weren't for human connection. And that was, like, my goal on that trip, to bond with you or other people. And I'm glad I got to meet you.
Like, literally. I was just, like, vibing, like, for free in
Shut
Tokyo.
The fuck up. I'm like, I just wanted to get to know this girl. I want to have fun.
No, you were so kind.
And
here. Also, one of my favorite things is I remember, like, not only was, like, were you so nice, but you were also like, give me that tequila. Like, you were so fun and, like, partying, and I was like, whoa, because I feel like mostly, I don't know, you just, like, you're not afraid to let your guard down, which I loved. Yeah. And I don't know.
Yeah, I have lived by this mantra, life opens up when you do. So I feel like vulnerability is something that I've had ever since the beginning, and I understand. I think over the pandemic, I really forgot that I was Patrick Starr for a second. I was like, okay, no one's going to recognize me anymore. We'll have to wear masks. Like, you know, people watched me in middle school. It is what it is. And then I think like now that things are opening up and have opened up, I'm like, no one knows me. Like, it's like whatever. But people still are like, oh my God, I've watched you since middle school. I've known you. I remember this. And I'm like, well, fuck, I forgot. I forgot all of that because I want to live in the present. I think it's the best thing. But sometimes we live too far in the past or too far in the future of what's to come. And that's just because of our mindset. But if I can, live day by day, that's the best.
When did this like character, Patrick Starr, develop, and did you ever think it would be what it is now?
No, I had no idea. I think I'll say it started with Instagram 2011, end of 2011, beginning of 2011. And my friend was like, oh, you should open Instagram. And I was like, okay, well, what is it? He's like, where you can share pictures, you can like post and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, what username? He goes, I don't know, Patrick Starr. And his had 3 letters. And I was like, oh, Patrick Starr is taken. He had 3 consecutive letters in his. His name was Polly C.
Okay.
With 3 U's, Polly C. And he started to model with Ford and so many agencies. He got to go to Asia, and I was like, okay, this is your brand, this is really cool. And I was like, Patrick Starr's taken with 1 R. He's like, add another one. And I was like, okay, Patrick Starr, 3 R's, that's it, boom.
I was wondering what the 3 R's were.
Just random, just for a username's sake.
Yeah, that's so funny. And did you, because I know you're strategic and like very business minded, when you started this Instagram, you saw your friend kind of doing the work stuff. Were you strategic about, okay, this is my character, this is how I'm acting, like this is going to be my business? Like, were you, when you were starting, did you realize, or were you being strategic, or were you just uploading for funsies?
You know what? Growing up so insecure, growing up Filipino, I was born in New York, and then I grew up in Orlando, and I started in 1st grade, and it was a school of pretty much predominantly white kids. And being Asian, I was made fun of, called so many racial slurs on the bus and at school. And to think about it, my strategy stems from, I think, survival.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Strategy stems from survival, right? Because we want to sustain, like, so all those S's. Survival, strategy, survival. And if I think about, like, me growing up as this new character, like, how can I survive? Like, how can I navigate and not like be fucked over or bullied online? So I realized quickly that these spaces and these platforms I have control over. I have everything that I need at my fingertips to control my space, to be who I not want to be, but who I need to be. And looking back, I think it just ended up looking like strategy. And I've acknowledged that since then.
Wow. I mean, it just goes to show like how smart you are, because I've never met someone more like strategic and using your resources wisely more in my life. Like you, every time Alicia and I talk to you, we leave and we're like, the whole car ride home, we're like, I can't believe you did this. Like, speaking of, I would love to talk about your party.
Yes.
Okay. This is what blew me away about you. One time, Alicia and I went over to Patrick's because you're just the best, and he's always just like, come over. Yes. I'll get my whiteboard out.
We're due for another one.
We need to do that.
Kiki.
We should do a brainstorm video.
I should go over y'all's.
Yes. So anyway, we'll get the expo board out. So we go over there and we're like asking you, all these questions, and he's like, this is after we had gone to your birthday party. How old were you turning?
It was May 30th. So it was like my big 3-0.
Okay, because what was the theme again?
The theme was Studio 54.
Yes. It was very glam, glitz. There were literally like Getty photographers. I was like, let me get my verification.
Getty's. I hired them. I hired my publicist to PR the event.
Yeah.
ET News covered it the next day.
It literally was like the coolest event I've ever been to. But it was his birthday party. And I mean, there was like, I remember there were like con candy machines. There were like a photo booth. There was like it was almost like a charcuterie board, but like desserts.
It was like a 10-foot table of just food.
Everywhere you looked was like a photo op and like a fun. And I remember we danced. You had a drag show, I think. And so much fun. It was the most elaborate thing I've ever been to in my life. And I remember you said, you were like, oh, I just did that so I could show my future One Size investors, because One Size hadn't been born yet. And you were like, I wanted to have that party to show investors how many impressions I could get in one night, in 24 hours or whatever, from me just having one party. And I thought that was genius.
Thank you.
How did you get that idea?
Well, I think we had started the conversation and we had signed off with my investors to start this idea of a brand. And from then, it's like, okay, I have people that believe in me and that want to collaborate and invest in a brand that I want to start. And they believed in the vision and everything. That it was at that point that Sephora then became a part of the picture. So to now, Sephora signing off saying, we are committed, we are going to carry your brand in all of North America in over 550 stores at the time. That doesn't include Kohl's or Sephora inside JCPenney.
Oh my gosh.
That so about 550 stores at the time in 2019. That I was so scared. I was like, okay, now I just need something tangible, data-wise, to show how many impressions that I can bring to the table. And I said, okay, well, I have this birthday party. I want to celebrate me. I want to celebrate the people around me. I flew all of the original drag queens from Pulse Nightclub in Orlando, Florida, to perform on my birthday.
And they were incredible.
Thank you. Roxy Andrews from RuPaul's Drag Race, Angelica Sanchez, and also Giselle Barbie Royale, Continental winner.
Queens.
I just had them perform, but on top of that, I was like, well, I might as well just double down on this and capture like who's to be there, because when you are committed to investors or you're committed to a point of distribution, kind of like music, like, hey, if we're gonna fuck with you and we want you in our space, like, what the fuck do you bring other than just this persona? Like, yes, there's Patrick Starr. Yes, there's the number of my followings. But I said, my party starts at like 8 or 9. Maybe it'll go until 2 a.m. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Like 5-6 hours. How many impressions could I get? How many posts would people get? So I had my invitation list. So I just had one of my team members put all of their following and who was to post within that week. And
I think I posted like 47 times.
and tagged and everything. And some people, like Makeup Bay Ariel, Kylie Jenner's makeup artist, was in full, we call it geesh, in full Barbie realness drags with the wig, a custom outfit.
Love.
I remember a few influencers had custom outfits and then did YouTube videos. So not only was I captivating views, but friends, and just like organic. It was just like so organic.
Yeah,
I didn't ask anyone to post. Like, no one was obligated to post.
No, you asked no one.
And you know what's so crazy? Like that party was a huge investment for me, but I was like, hey, if I'm gonna spend it for me, I just don't want the feeling. I just want it to be tangible. I had a book made. I had impressions done, and I also even spent an extra $10,000 on just lights for the party.
You're kidding.
Just like this, like in your studio,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I don't know, it needs more lighting because so many people are gonna take selfies. And I remember
$10,000 on lights.
Yeah, just on lights, like lights and different LEDs at the right temperature for videos.
Oh,
and
what?
everyone was snapping. And I think I walked away that night with over 110 or 20 million impressions in a 5-hour span. We're talking like everyone posted. So
That is like a brand's dream for their event, and I feel like they never do that because they don't do it right. And you slayed.
I remember I was on a Tar trip. This is tea. I think I remember on the trip they said, oh, we're looking to get 500,000, or 500 million. No, sorry, 500,000 impressions for the day based on the influencers that were to attend. But to gain 100 or million impressions, whether that be stories, posts, YouTube views, I don't know, Musically or TikTok at that time, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, that was important to me. And then I printed it, and then I took it to my Sephora meeting in San Fran, and I said, yes, they said, happy birthday. Well, by the way, these are all the views that I got. So if we are to partner on an event together, this is pre-COVID, if we were to do an event together and to be exclusive,
this is what I could bring.
Yeah, this is what we can bring.
That
this
is
how
genius.
many people, how many peers of mine not only support me, but support the brand. And now that we are live, we're now 2 years old officially. And
Which is crazy.
yeah, it's really crazy. Hopefully it really proves what I brought from day one.
Yeah, first of all, I have to tell you, Alicia and she was invited to like a red carpet. I want to say it was Charlie's Angels, the new one, and we literally went to the red carpet, ditched the movie so we could go to your party.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
stop.
we went and got our photo and skirt and went to your party.
I was supposed to do that red carpet too. But it was my birthday.
Isn't that so funny? Do you mind, like, you don't have to say the exact number, but like, how much did you spend on this party?
Like over 100,000. Yeah.
And
over
you
100,000.
think it was worth it?
But you know, it's crazy when we're talking with these brands or even with Sephora or any points of distribution. There's a little thing. So I remember Mariah Carey in her documentary or in her book, Mariah Carey, she said that when she got discovered by Tommy Mottola, her ex-husband, the president of Sony record labels, he saw her, was mesmerized by Mariah Carey, and he said, I'm going to spend $800,000 on your album. I'm producing it, and I'm going to spend $1 million in distribution.
Oh my gosh, I need to read this.
Yes, I saw a fan edit version of her audiobook edited in like a mega fan.
Okay, maybe I'll search that.
Yeah, it's so incredible. But if you think about it, 1.8 million for her first record, Visions of Love, on #1 charts, and you kind of have to pay that 1.8 million back in terms of business and selling the albums, tours, PR. You want to just promote the shit out of it to do that. So when I saw like having a business parallel to like music or any other investment business, very Shark Tank, I was like, okay, well, how can I maximize this dollar? And when I learned that other brands were paying over $500,000 for maybe 80 million impressions. This is like close to true ratio, a guesstimate, like over $500,000 to around 80 million or so impressions for a spend like that. But for me to spend $100,000 and get over 100 million impressions for the night, not including mine, my own, was really, really cool. And so I was
that's
able
unbelievable.
Yeah, you kind of have to gauge your spend. But now if you're on Instagram or you're a small business, you can see you can boost posts.
Yeah.
TikTok, you can boost posts. Like, it's at a cost to kind of like play the game, to be in the game.
Apartments.com has helped millions of renters and could help you find your perfect place. And yep, I know perfect is a tall order. But if you're looking for an apartment or a condo, townhome, or a house even, Apartments.com has all the right tools to help you find it. Use filters and saved searches to narrow down rental listings and find exactly the place for you. You can even set up alerts to get notified as places become available. So fashionistas, get your closet space or an in-unit washer and dryer. Sun lover or YouTube vlogger, find as much natural light as you can handle. If you're working from home, you can have an area for your home office, an extra bathroom, a balcony, central heating and air, or a dishwasher in the kitchen. Whatever happens to be right for you, this is the place to find it. Apartments.com, the place to find a place. How did you track all the impressions?
When I tell you we were up to like 5 a.m. just screenshotting, yeah, just screenshotting followers and like a fair ratio, whether that be 5 to 10% of their following or their engagement, and just calculating like that the average viewership. And everyone was there, from Patrick Todd, Nikita, James, Pow Tips, you.
Oh, literally
Alicia.
Everyone was there. I was screaming, crying,
I was like, this is such a random like hodgepodge of people, like Desi Perkins, Makeup by Ariel, like just really cool. Mac Daddy, really fun.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that I knew existed like in the beauty world was there. And they were like having the best time. I think what's so underrated though, like so many events feel so forced, and they're like, Alicia and I always talk about this, like when people send PR and then they kind of ask you to post versus just like letting it organically happen. How much more of a return when you don't ask, like people to post, how much more of a return there is. Like it makes you want to post more as an influencer. What are your thoughts on like brands having, now that you have your own, when brands host events, like what are they doing wrong?
I think you just have to, well, this is what I said that the influencer industry has done for the beauty and the multi-billion-dollar industry, which is the beauty industry, is we have been able to personify product, add personality to a lipstick. That you see that in collaborations, you see that in ads, you see it in influencer campaigns, and I think brands could use like a face, not all of them do, because that's just how they're built. But I feel like even behind the scenes, having like a certain person be in contact with everybody, or like a familiar face, because One Size is founded by Patrick Starr, and I'm able to connect directly with them. They know me, they know my personality, so to some extent, some resonate with me as a person, and so happen to with the brand. But I feel like it's important for any and all brands to personify and have a personality, so your consumers and your audience can resonate with you more, just like YouTube.
How did you have the confidence to invest that much money in a party not knowing what the return would be?
Oh my gosh! First of all, it was my birthday, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'll just do
fun
it.
No matter what. Okay.
But one of
But still, that's a big chunk of change.
I'm gonna tell you another scary story
Okay.
that like pre. So I did 5 collections with MAC Cosmetics. Like that was huge.
Iconic.
Like biggest collaboration that they've ever done in the history of MAC. In 2018, I did 5 collections, and my first collection, they only gave me, I believe, $10,000 to do the photo shoot, and I was like, that's nothing.
I remember you telling me
yes,
this.
Yes. I $10,000 for each shoot, except the last one, which was like more grand. So first collection, boom, crazy. Second collection was like boom, and third collection, I was like, this is gonna get so redundant. Like, what am I gonna do? And the only other collaborator with MAC at that time that has done many collections was Rihanna. She had 4 collections with MAC.
Wow.
Riri loves MAC. Riri hearts MAC. Riri, and so coveted and collectible and so gorgeous. And I was like, well, I don't want to feel dumb. This is my insecurity speaking. I was like, I don't want to feel dumb. I don't want to feel stupid. So what do I do for my third collection? It's gonna feel old. It's gonna feel boring. And I looked to my producer Fabian and I said, should we just have a pop star moment and I'll just be my own pop star? And I found a producer, recorded the song Got the Glam. The idea of the music video, I said, I have this vision. Patrick always has a vision. I was like, I want to be a teacher. I want to have students in the music video, and I want to teach makeup in a like an actual school and say, got the glam. And because that's what I do online. I'm a teacher to beauty, but I just want it in this fantasy,
You're so
crazy
good with the
way.
tagline and like the whole thing.
Yeah, it was
you package it well.
Yeah, it's just a vision. It's just a vision. You have to have a vision. And so I was like, great, let's see how much it's cost. And I was like, I want a classroom, I want a pink hallway, I want to pull each of the colors from the collection in different scenes. I want an island with men, because when I talk about the history of glam during the music video, I want an island with men, and it's a summer collection. Got the glam, work that pose. The estimate came to around like I think 90,000 for the music video for 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, fuck. I was like, whatever, let's just do it. And then it ended up being over 100,000, but my deposit for the music video was $60,000, and I was like, fuck. Like, I'm gonna throw up. My parents would kill me if I spent this much money on a music video. This is money out of my own pocket. Yeah. I never was shivering so much in my life, like signing that check. And it went viral. Mac asked, I did this behind Mac's back because they only gave me $10,000. So I said, let me give them permission to use it for a cost. So they can play it in their stores and utilize it. And then it went viral, and I was like, let's just do it again. So I did that with my 4th collection at MAC. Called
it was a song that they could.
Yeah,
it was like
it's a song.
It's like when someone pays to use a song in a video.
Yeah, and I still get paid for that song today.
Yeah.
And
shut up.
Yeah, and I get paid performances. I just performed with Brandcast for YouTube on a Broadway stage, performing in the remix of Got the Glam.
Iconic.
First time on Broadway, so crazy.
Take a drink every time I say iconic during this podcast, literally.
But long story short, it went viral, and people saw the business complimented to the amount of effort and financial effort and creativity that I put above and beyond what Mac had given me, which then caught the eyes of investors, which eventually.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, like, how did you get investors?
I mean, it's just through the grapevine. Imagine like a bunch of rich people sitting in a room going, "We have so much money."
Yeah.
What do we do? Like very Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Very Shark Tank. Like, hey, who do you want to invest in? Like, what do we want to invest in? And then, we're on the street. And there was this guy, Patrick Starr, at DBA in Los Angeles, who's making Mac millions of dollars. And they saw the potential in me. So I don't know if it had been for my presence online, and my presence in retail sales and cosmetics, that would have ever happened. But from what I brought to the fucking table, was a lot of my effort and a lot of my investment.
I mean, you were making a huge splash in the beauty industry, so it doesn't shock me, but it still is hard, even when you have amazing resources like in the influencer world. Still is hard to find like the right investor for you. So I'm so glad that you did that.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so speaking of one size, what has been the greatest struggle with starting a brand? Because I feel like we see all the glitz, we see all the glam. Like, what has been a pain in your ass with starting one size?
Oh my gosh, with starting one size, I think was launching during COVID. Was scary. We launched in 2020, and I was like, okay, if it does well, I'll take the credit. If it doesn't do well, then I blame it on COVID. So that was like my insecurity. And then I have investors too, so you can imagine, like, oh my God, so many people are like looking to me to trust my decision makings, and we have to put in a PO, a product order, and hopefully it sells. I mean, and makeup at that time was so scary to sell and to be sensitive to everything happening socially. The last thing we wanted to do was promote makeup. But I feel like my friend told me once upon a time, Henry, he said, you can't make money without meaning. So I think,
wow.
Yeah, you can't make money without meaning.
What do you mean by that?
So I think, again, like personifying product, like do you feel like you have a purpose? Do you have a drive? Like, why do you want to do this? How are you going to do this? How are people going to connect with you? And when we launched, I think it was maybe like the stupidest and craziest idea to launch, but I wanted to launch with makeup removers called Go Off. And that was
the best makeup remover in the world. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I gave you some. It's in that bag.
I'm so excited. They're like massive wipes, you guys. Like they get the whole shindig off.
Yeah, massive wipes, a beautiful makeup dissolving mist that dissolves all the makeup.
So good.
Inspired by my manager asking me to take off my makeup at MAC once upon a time.
Oh, yes.
And I depicted this in the music video, Go Off, and kind of like to start with a clean face and a clear canvas to show your true persona, and then eventually go on with makeup. And then we launched our visionary collection, our eyeshadows and liners and whatnot. But yeah, like I think when I think about the brand and I think about who I am and what my identity is in the brand, I feel like if anyone wants to be inspired to start like a brand or like an identity or a new persona, like who do you want to be? And why? Like, what is your why? And so when I thought about like even like the colors, I think it sounds so stupid or silly, but like red and pink is one size. It stands for like self-love. It symbolizes love, being bold. It's the first color of the rainbow. Red bottom shoes. Everyone looks good in red lipstick. And I was like, okay, let's fucking go with red. It's a huge stop sign.
I was just going to ask you, why'd you do red? Because red's my favorite color.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love red.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a red lip in here.
Yes.
Yeah, I love red. I love a red lip. So why red? Bold?
Bold, confidence, self-love, love for others and yourself. That was that. And then even our one size chrome logo, I was like, okay, if I was to continue and this be a legacy brand beyond me, I want it to look like me. I want it to look chubby, fierce, and gay.
Yeah.
So if you look at all of the logos, like the chrome bubble logo, it's bubbled. It looks chubby. It looks like a balloon, and it's pink and it's
so
thick.
cool.
And I was like, it looks like an
It's
overweight,
juicy.
chubby logo. That's me. Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, this is a selfish question. Going back to you talking about investing in yourself, investing in that party to see hopefully a return on, your investment of that $100,000 or however much you spent. Being a small creator, how much would you recommend I invest in myself, whether it comes to like a photo shoot? Like sometimes I will tell myself like, TK, you should be spending time or you should be spending money and effort on my next Making Moves photo shoot. Like, why haven't I had one yet? Or, I should be spending more money on a new channel banner or a new intro or whatever, like things like that, influencer-y stuff to, take it to the next level, rebrand, like, make it exciting. But at the same time, I'm like, I'll like dumb myself down and I'll be like, I'm not big enough yet, or I'll only do this much, or, when do I jump into the deep end and really like invest in myself, and like how much is too much, I guess, what's your advice in that? Because I feel like I'm in this like dilly-dally phase where I'm like, I do have good numbers, but like in my head I'm like, they're not enough, but like to other people they are, so I'm like, when's a good time? What advice do you have with that?
I think the best investment is your time and connecting with your audience. That's the best thing. That's the best investment you can make. And if that dollar is tied to the connection, that is making moves.
Love that.
So if my music video is going to inspire people to make a connection, then is that. But is that photo shoot or is that piece of content or that asset you're to invest in going to provoke a connection?
Got it.
Right? Or could you save your money, eat good for the week, and talk and connect with your fans and followers at that time, I think. And also it's strategy inspired by survival too. So if you're a small creator, like, how am I going to be realistic and strategize in order to survive? Like, I feel like human connection is the most valuable, irreplaceable thing we can have on this planet. And I feel like investing in yourself and finding who you are and making this established connection with your followers is going to give you a larger output and return in every aspect, whether that be financially, visibility-wise, partnership-wise, resource-wise, because you'll have that fan base. And I lived at home in Orlando, Florida, until I was 25, and then I moved out right before I turned 26. And that's because I invested in my followers. I was talking to them. I was calling them my friends and my audience, and they got to see me. And then I joined this makeup competition. I got $10,000 as a top 6 contestant, and I was like, oh shit, I'll take this and I'll get a studio apartment in downtown Los Angeles.
Iconic.
And then I was just surviving at that point. I was like, this 10,000 is not gonna fucking last me. I was like, I'll just post and I'll post and I'll post. And then I did a video for Clinique. And I remember I got paid $13,000 to do this take the day off video. It's their number one makeup removing video to date.
Wow.
And they've used it in their executive presentations and all of that. And
definitely worth their $13K.
Yeah, but then what was once 5 figures then turned into 6, then turned into 7 in terms of partnerships and revenue, all because I prioritized my strategy to survive and made sure that I prioritized a connection with my audience, regardless of how much money I made.
What is like a practical tip or trick? Because you were talking about, finding yourself first so that you can make that ultimate connection with your fan base. Like, what is a tip or trick when you're like losing yourself, you're confused? Like, how do you find yourself again, or to begin with?
You have to like start with a blank canvas, and you have to have like no noise, because I feel like once we're on our phone we just get enveloped into this like world of comparison, and we don't have that. So growing up in Orlando, Florida, my parents, we moved out of Astoria in Queens from a 2-bedroom apartment to 5 acres with a 4-bedroom 2-story house. And I remember my dad was like, no internet, no cable. And I was like, I fucking hate this. And I remember just watching like the local 5 channels that I had with the antenna. I'm so fucking old. Like with the antenna, like buzzing, trying to get the right signal. And with VHS, crazy days. And remember watching, beauty pageants, America's Next Top Model, like all these makeover shows in the 2000s. And I was like, wow, looking back, I didn't have so much comparison, or I just had like my imagination. So I feel like when you are losing yourself, like put yourself in a spot to have your wildest dreams and your imagination, because sometimes we can't exercise that much. That part of our brain is because we're so limited in our thoughts, because everyone is doing better, everyone's richer, everyone's skinnier or prettier, and that's not that. But I feel like being born and with the genetics that I have, being Bob, plus size, Filipino, gay, it's like no one's gonna fucking take me seriously in this industry. Like, no one wants to fuck with a fat Filipino FAG. Like, are you kidding?
And look at you.
Little did I know. Little did I know. But I allowed myself to have grace, which built grit, which then turned into glam, which then allowed me to really find myself.
Oh my God, you are literally a walking billboard. Like, how did you just know to say that so beautifully?
Well, it's
Grace.
That's in my music video. Yeah.
Okay.
That's in my music video.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Where did I go?
and it's stuck with me. And also, I recited that in my performance on Broadway. But it's you have to have a little grace, grit, and glam, and a whole lot of glam. And I'm inspired by different quotes. So different quotes, if anyone wants to write this down, is life opens up when you do.
Love that one.
Grace and grit, and also for anyone's people around them that's doubting you, like, oh my God, that's a whole nother fucking podcast. Like, you can't make moves if people are stopping you, whether that's parents or family members that don't believe you. I have two analogies. So one is like, so this quote is love someone for who and where they are, rather than what and where they can be.
Wow.
Like, oh, Taylor, I'd love you if you were a nurse and you finally get your degree. You fucking get your degree, like, oh, cool. Yep, I'm proud of you now.
So true.
But then you waste all those fucking schools and, like, life, and you have to learn to be selfish, too. And I have this, like really powerful, like, analogy for looking at your life like a book. Bitch, you have one book. You have only so many pages, and you have one pen. The moment you allow a parent, a friend to say, no, give me that, and you have them write in your book, you're just rewriting their fucking story.
You're so
There's
right.
no fucking point. And this resonates with me so many of, like, the Filipino parents, because, oh, be a nurse. Well, don't do that. I'm scared for you. Like, the world is crazy. All right, well, here's my pen. You take it, and they start rewriting. You turn the page. Your book just looks like theirs.
It does.
And if you want to blast Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, bitch, the rest is still unwritten.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm like, mic drop moment.
I mean, it's just like, you just have to think about these things. And I see a lot of, like, peers and relatives that I grew up with where I saw their pen getting snatched from their fucking hand, and they're okay. Like, they're content. Are they happy? I don't know. But looking back, like, I had to be selfish. I loved my family from a distance a little bit. Now they're in this remodeled home in the process of being remodeled with their popular, quote unquote, famous Filipino son, and bragging. But that wasn't always the case. My parents didn't believe in me 100% of the time. They would most definitely talk smack about my makeup, like, discourage me from wanting to do that. Like, people see, like, the fun parts, but
that is so true. I feel like people don't understand, like, the sacrifice, because people are like, oh, it's so hard, like, posting your life on the internet, like, boo-hoo. And they don't see the sacrifice that, like, people have to do within their own family.
Yes.
With, like, all those little things, like, do not... I feel like people love to undermine them.
They're growing pains. They're growing pains.
But
yes.
aren't you so, to some degree, grateful that you went through that?
Yes, looking back, but when you're in it, it fucking sucks. Yeah. Like another two visual analogies at home. Like, it rains before every rainbow, and flowers have to push through dirt before they blossom. So it fucking rained. That dirt was fucking dirty. It was so sad. I would just cry myself to sleep. I would cry, like, being the oldest sibling. Am I setting a bad example? Am I really a monster? I would get called monster once upon a time. And
oh my gosh.
To grow up with Disney and be gay, it's like, fuck, I'm not doing anything, because they're not where they want me to be.
Yeah.
So
what, like, in those dark times or moments, what the fuck kept like, how did you keep going?
Just hope.
So you hoped that something would change, or you believed in yourself still?
Yeah, there's always going to be a little light. Like, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you've made an active decision to tune into Taylor because you want to make fucking moves. There's a light in there, you know?
That's so true.
So, keep that light alive. Find who's going to fuel your light, not fuel your insecurities. Like, who's going to add fuel to who you not just want to be, but who you need to be.
Love.
And so I feel like, again, it's a matter of survival just to be who you are. And I really advocate and champion my access to visibility and apps and, celebrities, just to leverage my persona, Patrick Starr, so they too can be accepted in their space one day.
Yeah. I mean, you have done the ultimate job owning who you are, and look how many people love you because of it. So, I mean, like, you were a prime example of just like, be yourself, and be unique. Switching gears, though, you have taken on quite the journey. I guess health and wellness, the health and wellness journey. Okay, hello, water bottle, Amazon Prime Day. No, I'm kidding. What if I was like, and welcome to today's sponsor. No. So what the heck got you started on this? Like, what was the desire? What got you excited about this? Why did you want to start this journey?
I've always been overweight my whole life, like my whole life, and I think my heaviest was 306 pounds, 310 or so, and I was like, I have a brand, I have so much demand, like, how the fuck do these bitches do it? Like, I see Kim at 6 a.m. on the fucking treadmill, and I remember when I did Kris Jenner, she just came from the gym, it was 4 a.m. I was like, what the hell?
You're like, babe.
She had an Adidas tracksuit on, washed face, wet hair, did her glam, on the phone with lawyers, like, so fucking fierce. And I was like, I think in order for me to handle all of this demand, I need to be healthy inside and outside too, because I love to adorn myself in makeup and turbans and wigs and fashion. But is that enough to be beautiful just on the outside if I'm not taking care of my inside? And I saw like a lot of health like issues with like my breathing, sleep apnea. I would say probably pre-diabetic at that time, but starting end of February, beginning of March up until now, just around like 50 pounds or so. Trying.
That is amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
That is forking hard.
Yeah, so hard.
I mean, what's crazy about fitness in general is like no one can do it. I know you talked about this a little bit on your story, but like no one can do it for you. And getting your forking ass up and working, as Kim K would say, is hard. And I just applaud you because that is so inspiring.
Thank you.
Truly. What have you been doing?
Water, intermittent fasting, waking up, and I just joined the gym July 1st.
Let me know if you want to go on a hot girl walk.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We should go.
Anytime. Yeah. Like, just trying to build up my stamina. But I think when it comes to weight loss, or anyone listening about like weight loss, like, just do it like that's within your comfort. Because I wanted to start this by not hating it. So I was like, okay, let me just tackle the food. Let me just eat.
Like one step at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you just do the whole thing, it's
hard to create a habit too.
Yeah. You just get in pain and all of that. I want to, my personal goal, I think, is to get under like 200. Even if it's like 190 freaking 9. Like, I don't care.
199.9.
Right.
Yeah.
Very that.
No, I think this is so amazing. And you've like conquered and accomplished so much. What a challenging journey for you to like. How awesome that you're still challenging yourself when you've accomplished so much. You know what I mean?
It's so crazy. And when I tell you, like, I broke down so like upset because I remember I had shared just a little bit of my weight loss,
which, by the way, as a viewer, I just have to interrupt, I loved. Like,
Thank
you sharing that, like, motivated me and inspired me.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So, seriously, it helps so many, and when you're vulnerable like that.
Yeah, I was so upset because there was another I don't want to say influencer, but influencer that asked me who my doctor was. And I don't know why that fucking hit my fucking stomach. I like broke down crying and I was like, why would this person, ask me my doctor? And yes, we have access to Botox fillers and it's like a thing, but like out of everything, like why now? Why this? And
sometimes it's one little thing. It's not even what they say. It's just sometimes it's the right time.
Right. And I was fasting too. So I was like, this doesn't help. Yeah. And then I literally had messaged Chloe. Because I remember watching Revenge Body and I messaged her. I mean, I've never read this in public, but I said, hey, I just want to thank you for being an inspiration to me. I just lost 30-ish pounds. This was in April. And I'm hoping to live a better lifestyle all because of you. Today I was having a hard day and I cried. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a beautiful, strong, amazing woman, entrepreneur, and role model. I hope I can get my Revenge Body someday and still rock my Good American. It's my favorite and you're my favorite. Congrats on the new season and being a badass bitch to so many of us. And I just sent it. I was like, fuck it. Thank you. I was like,
that's an amazing message. Oh my God.
This was me. I was like, I would have just messaged Chloe. I'm so sad. Like, I've never said this in public. Like, and she messaged back like 10 minutes later. And she said, oh my God, Patrick, you're going to make me cry. First of all, congratulations. I know how it is to lose just even one. Secondly, Khloe Kardashian said, I need you to know how incredible you are. You have changed the lives of so many people. You're an inspiration and a reason for more people than you could ever imagine. Never change who you are. You're absolutely perfect. I mean that. Sure, lose weight, gain weight, but that doesn't change your energy and heart. Don't lose that.
True.
Congratulations on being a baddie. I love you, and you have no idea what that message means to me. And then she said, let me see.
I'm so happy for you, Queen. Congratulations, and keep shining and just being the best that you can. You've always been so supportive and loving, and we all love and adore you. Keep getting it. Get that bag, honey.
Oh my God, I love her.
I was like, wow. Like, and then
my heart's like pounding being in the presence of her DMs.
No, literally. And we just talked about True. I said, True's growing up so fast. Give her a hug. She's like, I'm squeezing her for all of us. And I was just like, that's just so fucking nice. And just reassuring. And I saw she's opening up a Good American store, and I literally invest like all my clothes in Good American on my nice days. And Parallel. No. I fucking love Parallel, but I realized it's getting loose on me. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to send you more.
Thank you.
That is amazing.
Yes.
But something about her just hits different.
Yes.
I don't know what to like. First of all, you guys are both just two peas in a pod. Like, I need to see a video with y'all get together or something. Like, please, for the love of God.
Hopefully.
Second of all, Good American. Let's talk about it. Obsessed. My favorite jeans in the world. Mm-hmm. I literally do Good American ads on this, and I don't even read the script because I know what to say.
Oh, I love it. I'm wearing the jeans right now. I'm a size 22, high-waisted, skinny jeans. Love it.
Obsessed. And Chloe, like, I don't know, something about her, like, radiates. She reminds me of you in the sense, like, radiates, like, family, love. Like, I just know walking into her house, it's, like, warm and fuzzy. Yeah. And, like, I can actually just, like, relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you would never have, like, a stark, cold, like, house. Like, it's just warm and fuzzy. There's good food. There's good people there, and like both of you have that energy. Mm-hmm. And she is that is so kind of her. I'm so glad she's there for you to help you with that.
Yeah, and I don't think I would have had a good rep if it hadn't been for my collaborations with either Kim or Chris doing their makeup. But when I met her at an event, we did a picture in the photo booth, and I said, can I just tell you? She's like, tell me. And I was like, you're such a bad fucking bitch.
She really, I mean, they all are.
If anyone comes for you, like, I just fuck with you so much. And she was like, I fucking love you. And it was just like, I was like, it just... You know, I'm normally chill, but it was in an event setting because when I'm filming with celebrities, I'm very, like, you know, just calm and cool, collected. But I was like, I just have to tell this girl, like, how so sickening she is.
I was going to say, like, how were you so good at making connections with people like the freaking Kardashians or, like, celebrities? Like, I feel like you're more than, like, a peer with them. Like, you're actually friends. Like, they adore you and want to be your friend. How do you get to that level?
It's also like the vibe, you know, we talk about vibes, you know. Mm-hmm. It's like the vibe, it's like the energy. You know, you have to come in with just like they're people. Yes, they're amazing, and the only thing that separates all of us, every single one, celebrity or not, is our level of experience. And they have a lot of experience in the public eye, and I have a lot of experience in the digital visibility kind of public eye too, in the last few years. But you just have to come in with the right vibe and the right intentions, and you treat them like a fan, they're gonna treat you like a fan. Act like a fan, be treated like a fan. You know?
Wow. Okay. I wanted to ask, like, how do you not be, like, creepy? Because I feel like some people are like, oh, they're too fangirly or whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think when it comes to like networking, especially if you're in a space at like an influencer party, like you just have to find like common ground, and
how do you find? Do you have like a go-to question?
No,
to find
just find something in the vicinity that you're at, or like on them, and if it's something like super public knowledge, don't say anything too specific, because that like it'll weird them out. I mean, it's happened to me. Not to say that I'm like a fucking celebrity, but like when I'm talking to boys or dates, right? Like, and I'm out getting a drink, like, oh my god, like I want to get to know you, like I love your mom. Like, what the fuck? You like love your mom and your brother, and I'm like,
you're like,
this is about me? Excuse me? Like, talk about how not to make moves, okay? Like, that is like the most ridiculous way. Like,
you're like,
you know,
wait, what?
I'm like, hey, like oh my god, like what scent are you wearing? So good. Like, oh, and then you skew it into like, oh, I love
like,
your,
don't be creepy.
Yeah, your crystal gardenia, so sick. Is there any more coming out? Like, it's awesome. Like, you smell like a bad bitch. Like, so cool, you know? But don't, like, there's like a certain tone, and I mean, it's garnered like relationships via text, you know, from Naomi Campbell, Tyra, Jessica Alba invited me to her birthday party. So crazy.
Okay, and can you like kind of tell us who just DM'd you and you surprised me with?
Oh, yes.
Who was it?
Yes.
Like, how do you know? How, like, you know the most celebrities like out of anyone.
I mean, like,
you're like friends with them.
Yes, I think just through DM. This was.
You're so cute, I'm crying.
This is Miss Ari.
Ariana freaking Grande.
Yeah, she's very with the I'm crying on my DMs.
So, question: Are you a really good commenter? Like, are you responding to their DMs?
No, girl,
like,
I'm the worst. I am the fucking worst, like, at DMs. Or I used to be, like, so proactive in, like, likes that, like, I found myself during COVID, like, not liking anything. But I think it's just, like, a vibe. But I think through my experiences, I feel like I'm the most impressive as Patrick Starr face-to-face, in person.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, people are like, oh, my God, you look so much prettier in person, or oh my god, your makeup looks so good in person. I'm like, what the fuck do I look like online?
What does that mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a different vibe in person when you meet someone in person, and like you've seen me like the full regalia with the turban and everything, like, you know, but it's a vibe. But I feel like what makes the Patrick Starr, me, the character, like so unique and special is like you see the whole persona, but then it's not as loud as I look. You know?
No, you were so like ridiculously relatable and comforting when you meet you for the first time, and it's shocking because of how big and loud and like almost not unrelatable, but your presence is online. Like, I'm like, whoa, that is so like different from me. And then I meet you and I'm like, we're literally like the same.
I'm just so chill. Like, people will freak out, or oh my god, I've been watching you since middle school. Oh my god. Like, I don't know. I went out to the club the other night. It was Asian night. This guy was like, oh my god, you're so chill. Like, I was like, I'm totally like relaxed, and I feel like it helps me save energy for the camera, helps me save energy for the people that mean most, or that want to have a valuable time with me, like you today, like, you know, and I can just go be a crazy, you know, TikToker right after this or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your water right now. I just have to ask, what did you mean when I was talking about your health journey and you were like, I've just water? What does that mean? Like, are you drinking one of those a day?
One or two.
One or two?
Yeah, I'll
so
probably
you're pounding
do two.
the water.
Yeah, I'm pounding the water down, chugging, peeing. the whole nine. And I found that it really helps my my skin, and I have eczema, and it really resets like my cravings too if I drink a lot of water, because it pretty much flushes out. I was at the chiropractor a few weeks ago, and this girl next to me was talking to one of the doctors, like, oh my god, you drink a soda, do you know it takes 5 gallons of water to like neutralize your body to get like the 1 bottle of soda out? And I was like, period. So like I've just been doing water, no caffeine anymore. I don't do coffee or tea, no Red Bull, just water. Water is like energy to me, and sleep.
Water. Okay, that's very interesting. I want to talk a little bit about your dating life. Are you seeing anyone?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's your type?
Oh my god, anyone that's nice to me.
Okay.
If anyone is to put their body in like a fat femme Asian gay, like it's like the most crazy, the most outcast group. I mean, I could only say that because I live it, you know. But I love guys with like like beautiful eyes. Like, oh my god, I'm so makeup artist, but like cute lashes, like, cause you know, and they're batting their eyes.
Okay, so you like a guy with makeup?
No, not
you don't care?
makeup.
Oh,
no.
just like natural lashes. Okay.
Yeah, like natural lashes. Like,
I'm thinking like Ardell Wispies.
No. I'm saying like my makeup artist brain goes to like actual like specific features.
Well,
like,
I feel like men normally have gorgeous lashes compared to women.
Yes.
I feel like every time they're talking
like
to guys,
endearing eyes, a beautiful smile, like just a very calm, like, you know, demeanor about them. And then someone, I think taller is cute.
Same.
Yes, taller, but yeah, I'm not that.
Do you like more of like someone that's in the industry or someone that's outside of the industry?
I feel like if they know, then they know, but I would prefer not.
Not in the industry.
Yes. And what's crazy is, oh my gosh, so this is
you need a businessman. Like you need a smarty pants.
I know. I think that's what I need.
So you can bounce off each other. You know.
Right. So I was in the car with Nikita, and I was like, girl, like listen to this guy. He's talking to me, whatever. So he was sending me, I think, voice notes or whatever, and I was like, you know, like your friends. I'm like, tell me if you like him. So Nikita's like, all right, play it, and it's playing in my car. And this guy, he was saying like, oh, I want to see you, this and that, like so freaking hot, gorgeous, like just so nice. And then he was like, oh, you know, I just want to see, like, I kind of wanted to get into makeup. And I was like, and now, ooh. And Nikita was like, no. And she was like, hang up, no. Like no, over it. And I was like, okay, well, we'll think about it. Like, I don't know, because I do makeup all the time and this and that.
I get it.
Yeah, it's just hard.
It's like you can't help but wonder, like, okay, I'm assuming there's an ulterior motive there. Like, are you trying to...
I don't mind if it's someone like in the social media industry too, like doing a different genre. I don't know, like a fitness. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, like maybe a professional
I don't know, like
athlete.
maybe like a trainer. Or like a foodie, like a chef. I don't know.
The hottest person ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
a model.
Yeah, just a model. Yeah, but I don't know about
eyes.
makeup specifically because it's my day-to-day every single fucking day. You know.
Okay, question. Are you, when you go on dates, do you go on dates?
Barely.
Okay.
Like FaceTime dates.
You know how you told Alicia you were like, you need to make networking dates like a part of your like you need to do that with dating.
See, I don't know what that's like. You know, I'm not a Raya girl.
Okay.
You know, but if
are you on Hinge?
I tried, but
I'm trying to think of someone I could set you up with.
If they come, they come. Like, I get a vibe in person. Just give me a Jack Daniels and a Diet Coke with a lime.
Okay.
And I am the craziest, most talkative, most flirtatious bitch you'll ever meet.
So when you're going on a date, are you full glam?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you wearing on a first date?
Probably something like this, like black.
Do you have like a go-to date outfit? Because I do.
You do? No, I don't have a go-to
People say it helps when you have like a routine with like your first date outfit, because then you don't have, it's like one less thing to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think because I have the turban, like, it is what it is. I just throw the turban up and I just wear whatever goes with the turban and the face that day. But I love
It's
when
not like full blown Tokyo custom outfit.
Yeah, or
Okay.
wigs or anything, because I don't want to give the wrong impression. And I'd rather than meet like Patrick Starr, somewhat glam, because that's just who naturally is my fucking shadow, like just who comes with me.
Yeah. No, this like you right now is like I feel like perfect for a date.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's like same with me. Like I try not to be like too much like TK, because like I can put it on like too much like tits to my neck, or like, you know what I mean, like, or like crazy red lip. Like I try and embrace like my natural.
You at Coachella,
features
by the way,
best.
was the hottest, smokiest
Thank
Christina
you.
fantasy ever. I was scrolling, I would see like you, Alicia Rebel, like on my face. I was like, who the fuck is this smoky eye vixen?
That was like my first time fully getting glam.
No, that was like so hot. I was like, you should bring that on a date just to fuck with
I
guys.
know, I was scared.
I
them then.
loved it. It was so hot.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like a first date's all about like embracing your natural features, but like you want to feel hot and you want to feel you. So like, you know, who cares? Put on the makeup, but like embrace your natural features.
Yeah, or just meet me at my full potential.
Or just meet me. Or just meet me on set. It's fine.
Right.
Okay, so what are you like doing to find these men? Like, is it an Instagram DM moment? Are people setting you up?
You know how many scandals there are with Snapchats
I
and
know.
DMs. I mean, it's no secret, like online and the exposing. Yeah, I was just talking to this guy and he
I feel
was
like the gays are crazy too via
the,
DM.
the gays are crazy.
The straights aren't as crazy via DM for
no,
me,
you'd
at
be
least.
surprised.
Okay.
I think straights are just as crazy. Like any type of orientation is going to be crazy regardless, and especially in LA. But you know, I like for me, I'll meet someone, you know, out like at a bar or like in West Hollywood.
Okay.
And we just get a conversation going, and it's very like interview Q&A, and whatever happens from there happens from there. Yeah.
Question: when you're going on a first date, who's paying? Is it who asked?
I
Because
think
I want the guy to pay, even though I can pay for it. I want the guy to pay.
Yeah. I think the guy. I get insecure with when people pay. I think it's a Filipino thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like no, I'll pay. Like who's the most generous? Who's the most selfless? It really shows like your value. That's just how I grew up.
I mean, I definitely always offer, but I'm like, please pay.
Right. I need to get in that mindset.
Like always offer, but I'm like low key gonna judge a little bit if you don't pay. But that's just I don't know. Maybe that grew up like more traditional that way. Like my parents were like, the guy should pay. Okay. What is like your ideal first date?
Probably just like just probably like lunch or dinner, just like something really chill, or we can have you have to bond over food, so you can find common ground with food, and then maybe something scenic. You can have like on the beach, you can have a picnic, or you can go on a rooftop at a bar, just something really casual and simple.
Do you have any like random things you look for in a guy? Like for instance, I want a guy that can like make a fool out of himself on the dance floor, or like I love a guy that loves sports because like my family grew up as a sports family. Do you have anything like weird like quirks or things like that?
I'm such a psychoanalyst when it comes to like their birth order, their sign, their you know, their family history. I think I look at family just so I could see.
Yeah, you're a big family. I'm big on family too.
Yeah, like, hey, did you grow up with a single parent?
Yeah.
Like, do you love your
it's literally
parents?
the
Do you love your
reason
mom?
you are the way you are.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
do you have siblings? Are you the oldest? Are you the youngest? Like, oh, you're the youngest. You need to be babied, or you're the oldest. You think you're the shit. Like,
Yeah, you know they say like when you're the oldest, it's best if you're paired with a younger
Yes,
sibling.
I'm the
because
oldest.
yeah, I'm the oldest too.
Yeah.
So maybe we should date younger siblings.
or just date each other.
Guys, breaking news. Patrick
Are you asking me out? Like, what's my time? Where do you want to go eat? Like, what are you doing after?
I am dead.
Oh my gosh, she's trying to date me.
Oh my God, I have a
making
crush.
moves literally.
No, I just love asking dating questions because people that are successful as fuck, like you are, I feel like never make time to date.
You know what? I think I'm envisioning like my life and my dating life like Chris, like just to have a Corey, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a Corey. Okay.
Yeah. Either like a Corey or like someone like a Jessica Alba, where he was the director, I think, of Fantastic Four, and just
doesn't he have like a sock line or something in Target
I think
now?
so.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Something
so
random.
so like awesome, like just understanding, family oriented. I do want to have a kid.
That's exciting.
I do. I'm 32 now, so I was like, when can I have one?
Do you like prefer if you'd have a boy or a girl? Do you have a preference?
I do want to do surrogate.
Okay.
And I have no preference.
So surrogate would mean you would like have someone else carry your baby for you, and then sometimes that can be someone completely random, or it could be someone you know. Wow. Would you have anyone you know carry your baby?
No, I think so. There's no strings attached.
Yeah.
I would just have like, go through an agency. It's so fucking LA just to hear this, but technology is so amazing and
it is
feasible.
crazy.
Like my director who did all my music videos and his husband had a baby girl. And I am like in baby fever. Like
Stop.
I didn't think I would ever have it, but everyone's like, get a dog, and I'm like, I don't want a fucking dog. I want a kid.
Wait, how much is it to pay? Like,
I think
have a
it's
surrogate?
around. I think if you're a guy and obviously it's your sperm, I think it's around $60,000. If you're female and you want your egg, it's a whole nother complicated process to have IVF and do the surrogate, because you have to get all the zhuzh and get your eggs and then freeze them and then have them in a
crazy.
surrogate and then have someone's sperm, and you're kind of like planting a seed into somebody else. But I think that's like over $100,000 or so to do that. And obviously it depends
how cool that
on
they
the
can
scenario.
do that,
Yeah.
or people can do that. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now that I've learned enough about your dating life and your future, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
I guess my final question is like, what are you doing to make moves right now in your life?
Just focus on me. I think just make sure
Putting you
I'm
first.
focusing and feeding me, because a lot of people feed off of me for decisions and just anything and everything in my life right now. And I feel like my energy and just everything is in a deficit, just like my weight. And so that's the last thing I want to do, is be in an energy deficit
Wow, I love that.
too. So just focusing on me, drinking my water, looking to have a vacation somehow, some way.
Plan it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Plan it.
Yeah.
And then it'll happen. Well, thank you so much. You have been an absolute gem to speak with and be in the presence of. I'm sure so many people found so many golden nuggets from your wise words. Where can everyone follow you? Buy one size. Give us the 411.
Yes, at Patrick Starr on all things social media. Dare I list them? Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Shorts, Reels, TikTok, like
Everything.
Facebook, everything.
Yeah.
Everything Patrick Starr with 3 R's at the end, and then one size on everything. You can check out everything and our new mascara, Fantasize, at onesizebeauty.com.
Amazing. And you guys, I'm not kidding you. They have the best stuff. It's actually such good product. I love the powder, and I love the makeup removing wipes, and I love the eyeshadow. It's so good.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. You brought me all the gifts.
Invoicing. Send me your invoice after.
No, it's so good. Be sure to follow him on everywhere, and make someone's day this week. Peace.